Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to explain about the data mining concepts and techniques. So, coming to what is data mining or what motivated the data mining? What is data mining? So, motivation of data mining is huge amount of data is stored from the various sources. So, all the data which has been stored is not useful to us. So, we need to mine the data. It is similar to the mining of data. If you have an gold mines, so you get the gold. So gold is which is impure one first, not like our ready-made ornaments. So we need to clean all the dust, mud, everything, and then refine it to our ornaments. Similar to the way we are having the data, so which has to be refined. That means it has to be processed, pre-processed. So data mining is nothing but getting the data to get the knowledge. So data mining, on what kind of data we are going to mine. So data mining can be done on different kinds of data. So what are the functionalities of data mining? It is having some of the techniques. By using those techniques, you can mine the data. Classification of data mining system. So this is one of the technique where data mining can be used. So there are some more algorithms which can be used. So what are the issues in data mining? We have some of the issues. So here we have seen that data mining due to the petabytes of data daily we get, so you can mine the data. Automatically data mining can be got by using the tools, and the major amount of data from where we get is from the business, web, e-commerce transactions, science, by using the remote sensing, bioinformatics and scientific simulation, society like our digital cameras, YouTube, news, and social media. Here we have the evolution of the data, this mining. So earlier we had empirical method and theoretical science, computational data science now, which is an emerging trend. So coming to that figure, I'll show you that 1960s we have collected the data from the databases, then the information management system network databases, and 70s relational data model was built and the relational database implementation was done. In the 1980s, we have the relational database management system and the advanced data models, that is the extended relational data model, object-oriented data model. So application-oriented database management system was applied in the spatial, scientific and engineering. In the 1990s, data mining, data warehousing, multimedia databases and web databases have been developed. From relational database, we have developed to the data mining. So to do the data mining, we need a data warehouse. So different kinds of data will be stored in the databases. These are in 2000, data streaming management and mining. So what is data mining is nothing but the discovery of the knowledge from the data what we have. So what is that discover? What are you discovering is interesting patterns. So all the data is not necessary for us. So which is very much interesting to us, that only can be extracted from the huge amount of data. So data mining is a misnomer. So what is that misnomer is we need some tools to mine. For example, I told that we are going to mine the gold. So while mining that, you need some tools, that is to dig that, all spade and all those instruments we need. So like that we need some instruments here for data mining is nothing but we need some techniques here. So alternative names, synonyms for the data mining is knowledge discovery in databases, KDD, that is knowledge extraction, data pattern analysis, data archaeology, data dredging, then information harvesting, business intelligence. It is called by many names, that is, those are the alternative names. So whatever we mine is it data mining. So that is just as simple. So how do you mine? By using the query process, or you can use the expert systems. So this is the pattern we are going to mine the data, that is discovery of knowledge. Then here what we are going to do is we have some 7 steps. So those 7 steps are, first we are going to get the databases from different sources. Then the second one is integrate the data from different sources. Then the data is all impure data. So you need to clean the data by using some of the techniques. You clean the data, whatever the data is clean, you are going to store in a data warehouse. So huge amount of data can be stored in the data warehouse. In this data warehouse, it is a repository. So in this, all the kinds of data will be stored, and this data warehouse can be updated some fortnight or monthly or so on. It is only to use, not to make any changes to the data warehouse. It is read-only data warehouse is read-only. Task relevant data. So when you want to, that is the selecting of the data from the data warehouse. Whatever the task is relevant, for that task relevant data has to be mined from the data warehouse. For example, if I am going to take the data of our JNT University, we need to take the data of JNT University. What task we want to perform on that data. So that is selecting of data. So by using some of the data mining techniques, so as I told that data discretization, data discrimination, data what is the classification, clustering, outlier analysis, these are some of the data mining techniques, those you can use and mine the data. After mining the data, whatever the patterns you have, frequent patterns, whatever was there, you need to evaluate it. So you need to evaluate based upon the some of the metrics. So those patterns, what has been evaluated, that is shown in the form of different types of visualization. Like this is like a bar chart, the other can be a pie chart or so on, or the graph or a tree or tabular form. So these are the different methods for representation of our patterns. So in this diagrammatical way, data mining and business intelligence. So you are going to get the data from different sources like paper files, web documents, and database. That is the database management system. So data which is coming is not clean. So you are going to pre-process data, integrate data, and that is stored in the data warehouse. So then we need to explore the data. How you are going to explore the data? By using some statistical summary methods or by query, and then you are going to report that goods. So then you are having the data mining. Data mining is nothing but you are going to discover the information, or that is the KDD. So those work will be done by the data analyst. So by using some techniques, some 10 techniques are there. And how you are going to present that data, that is visualization technique. So whatever data which you are going to evaluate are the patterns that should be understood by the normal layman also, so that that graph representation is very much easier. So whenever he is not a knowledgeable person, they need to understand that visually, and then they can analyze the business. So all this is done to make the decision making. So why this decision has to be made? Because the business is running very fast. So all the people want to be on the top. So we need to compete the business. So therefore, making the decisions very clearly, very fast, robustness. So that has to be done. So in all this, data mining can be used. So that is data mining, conference of multiple disciplines. So all the data can be collected, that techniques can be used. So that is database technology. It can be used in the machine learning, the pattern recognition, some algorithms, and other disciplines, visualization of the data, statistics. So these are the multiple disciplines which can be used in the data mining. So why not traditional data analysis? We have the traditional amount of data, huge amount of data. Analyzing in the traditional base, it is very difficult. So you cannot handle such of terabytes or petabytes of data. So when you have many dimensional also, that is not possible. So yeah, and there is a complexity of data. Only it is not only the text data. We have the data stream, sensor data, time series data, temporal data based on the type, then structure, graphs, social networks. So all the heterogeneous type of database is there, and legacy database is there. Similarly, spatial temporal data, multimedia, text and web data, software program, scientific simulations. So all this data cannot be managed traditional analysis by traditional analysis. Therefore, we are going to for data mining technique, so which can be done efficiently. On what kinds of data you are going to mine? What are the different data types you are going to mine? That is, data can be mined on relational databases, data warehouse, transactional, stream database, then object-oriented, relational, active, spatial, time series, text, multimedia, heterogeneous data, legacy data, and web databases. On all these databases, you can mine it. So, what knowledge you are going to get? How you are going to get those knowledge? By using the characterization, discrimination, association, classification, clustering, trend or deviation, outlier analysis. These are some of the techniques to be used to mine your data. So multiple integrated functions. Multiple integrated functions and mining at multiple levels. So you can mine the data at different levels. So as I told that, for example, when you get the data, when you take the data of JNU University, what you are going to do is first you are going to mine at what is that university level, then at the college level, from the college level to the that is the principal, vice principal is there. Then next the office will be there, and we have the different departments. Under that departments we have the different heads. Under that different types of subjects and so on. Or you can mine the data at multiple levels. So here the data warehouse is nothing but the online analytical processing. So this is not an this is static one. Okay, you can use machine learning, statistics, and visualization. What are the applications of data mining? So it can be used in all the ways. That is retail shop, then telephone, then scientific and engineering. Everywhere it can be used. What are the classifications where the data mining, how it can be applied? The same thing. Descriptive data mining, the data can be descriptive. That is what is that? We have the characterization and classification. So predictive data mining is used to predict. That is, for example, when we take the data analysis, there if we have the if we want to maintain the temperature. So by seeing the temperature, we can tell that it is going to rain or it is very hot and so on. Or for example, the other example we can take the online one. That is the what is that is the statistic of the stock market. So minute to minute it will be changing. So what are the different views that lead to different classifications? So what are the views we can mine? So same thing, the kinds of data to be mined. So what are the different types of data, relational database, so on. The knowledge is kinds of knowledge to be discovered by using the different techniques. And what are the applications? So it can be used in all the applications. So these are things what we have just worked out, what different types of databases and advanced applications of all this. It can be applied in all this time series data, temporal data stream, sensor data, heterogeneous, and so on, and in the World Wide Web. So there is a huge application of this data mining techniques. So here he has given an example that is how to summarize the data mining functionality. So generalized summarization, contrast, and characteristics. Example, dry or wet regions. Based on the data, you can generalize the data or summarize the data, contrast or characteristics. Yeah. So generalizing the data is, for example, when we see that, for example, if I take the continent, then the what is that countries, then the states, then the regions. Okay, this can be one of the generalization. Summarization is nothing but we are going to summarize the continent data. So other is the frequent patterns, association, correlation, and causality. So by using the frequent patterns, you can generate the association rules and what is the correlation between them. So here, for example, when a person goes to the shopping, so when he buys a diaper, so he is likely to buy beer. So most of the time, when the gents go for shopping, when they buy the diaper, they all tend to buy the beer. So what is the percentage when people buy a diaper, they are going to buy beer or not? So this is called the support. 0.5% is the support, and this is the 75% is the confidence. What is the confidence here is when the person buys a diaper, it is a 75% confidence that he is going to buy the beer. So in the classification prediction, we have some of the models which will distinguish what is the class or the concept or the future prediction. So in the classification, you will be having the class names, and based on that, you are going to predict whether he is going to play the game or not based upon the weather conditions. That is nothing but prediction here. So the class label here is whether he is going to play, yes or no. So prediction is based on the climatical condition, it is going to predict yes or no, he is going to play the game or not. Or classification of cars based on the gas mileage. That is here is given. Classify contents based upon the climate. So some unknown, predict some unknown or missing numericals. When some values are missing also, you can predict it. So here the cluster analysis is there. So here we don't need the class level. The whole data will be given, that will be grouped into the new classes. How it is going to group based upon the similarity patterns. So based upon the similarity patterns, you are going to distinguish them. So for example, in a class we are going to take about the intra-class. What is this intra-class? In a class I am going to divide it based upon the boys and girls. So these are the two classes I'm going to divide based upon the gender. So when you take the classes, intra-class, when you take one girls group, there is a high similarity, that is maximizing intra-class similarity. Within a class, the similarity is more. When you are going to consider two groups, that is the boys and girls, two groups, that is inter-class, the similarity between them will be minimizing. That similarity will be less between the girls and boys. But when it is a single class, it will be intra-class, that the similarity will be more. So what is an outlier analysis? The outlier analysis is nothing but is not a general behavior. It is something odd, you can tell. For example, if the people, more people are there, so in that more people, some person will be there, he will be somewhat, his behavior is different. When a police is coming for searching something, so who has not done any mistakes, they will be of free. They have pensions, but not so much. They'll not behave they'll be behaving generally. But the person who has done some theft or so will be behaving different way. So when he behaves in different way, so he will be an odd man out. So that he's going caught there. So he is an outlier person. So these outlier persons can be detected by using the noise or exception. So it is mostly used in the fraud detection. So this is a rare event analysis. General behavior will be common. That is the rare is nothing but outlier. So trend and evolution analysis. So the trend is there. Whatever trend is there, it is following. So but when there will be some deviation also. That deviation is called regression analysis. So you are going to regret from that. So sequential pattern, as I told that when a person is going to buy a diaper, he is going to buy the what is that diaper and beer example. Similarly, a digital camera is going to buy. So he is confident that he is going to buy SD memory also. So predictive periodic analysis. So periodically it should be analyzed because as the time comes in the stock market or the weather information, it has to be periodically analyzed. So similarity based analysis. So we have different types of similarity based analysis. That is Jacob coefficient is there, chi-square is there, and cosine similarity matrix is there. So these are the different types of similarity based methods. So the same thing here, what methodology we are going to use, why we are going to use knowledge from diverse types. So that is performance and efficiency, effective and scalability should be considered, and we need to evaluate the interesting pattern and solve that problem. Incorporation of background knowledge should be there. To get any of the knowledge, we should have a background knowledge. So it is somewhat beneficial to that. So how to handle the noise whenever the data is incomplete or some noise is there, how to handle them? There are techniques for it. So coming to the nearing chapters, the next topics we'll be getting how to manage them, and the parallel, distributed and incremental mining methods, integration of discovered knowledge and existing one. So the knowledge fusion, whichever is existing and you want to fusion that, combine that data and get some patterns. How to interact with by using the data mining via language. So how to express them when you get the patterns. And expression is by visualization techniques. So you can get the interactive methods by using the multiple levels of abstraction. So it can be applied in all the mines, that is domain specific mining or invisible data or protect. You need to have the data security, integrity and privacy of the data. So the summary of this is same thing. You are going to discover the interesting part is from the huge amount of data. It is a great demand for evolution of the database technology. What is the database technology? Is a relational database OOD technology. From that it has been evolved to the data mining. So KDD is the knowledge discovery from the data. So this includes what is the data cleaning, integration, data selection, transformation, data mining, pattern evaluation and knowledge representation. So that figure I have told that 7 techniques. What is the data transformation? For example, when you are going to represent the what is that temperature. So in some countries it will be represented in the form of Celsius, the other will be represented in the form of other representation. Or the example you can take the date format. First the date, then the month, then the year. So some people will represent the month, date and year. Some people year, date and month. So on different methods will be there. You need to transform that data into standard format. So mining can be performed in variety of information repositories. So these information repositories, the data can be mined. So different functionalities, what I told is this is the data techniques. Characterization, discrimination is nothing but comparison, association. So what is the chance of buying if you buys one item? What is the other chance to buy? What are the items to be bought? Classification by based on the class labels. Clustering, there is no labels are not required. Then outlier, outbound, trend analysis. So for example, when you see any now what festival is coming, you can think of what trend is given is Ganesh Chaturthi is there, or this what is the fest is coming, Shravana Masa that is coming. So that time the trend is there. The ladies are going to buy some of the things like saris, so and so, most of them. So that is the festival for the ladies. So what trend is that? So according to that trend, if the item is not available, get the item from the from somewhere and see that it is arranged in a parallel way or it is in the opposite way so that they can buy the items together. So that trend has to be followed. If you deviate from that, your business will be going somewhat down. When it can be mined from, it can use different types of architectures and there are major issues also. So these are the supplement sites what we have already seen. So for detection, like these steps are there. So how we are going to, so are all the discovered patterns in them. So you are going to discover from the whole data, you are going to discover some of the patterns which are interesting. From those patterns, all the patterns are interesting to us? No, only few you need them. So how you can measure that? How you can remove them? So that data mining can generate thousands of patterns. Not all of them are interesting to us. So what you approach your human centric, query based, focused mining. So humans whatever they like pattern or based on the query you can retrieve the patterns. So pattern from this range to that range. Then focused mining, you can go focus on a specific type of mining. So how you are going to get the interesting patterns? Pattern is interesting if it is easily understood by human beings. If I understand the patterns very easily, then it is nothing but an interesting pattern. So when it is valid on new or test data with some degree of certainty, potential useful, novel, or validate some hypothesis that the user seeks to confirm. So we are going to do the patterns that should be easily understood by the person. So even a layman should understand that pattern. And when he is going to use that patterns and test on that some of the data, he should get what is the certainty of buying. When he buys the rice, what is the certainty of buying the milk, or what is the certainty of buying a dal. So like that. Then potentially useful, it should be potentially useful, then it should be new also. So when a person buys sugar, he is supposed to buy milk, then tea powder, so on. So any hypothesis will be there that has to be validated. The interesting pattern should validate those hypotheses. So then so that he can confirm, the user is going to confirm that these are the interesting patterns. So interesting patterns can be derived from the interesting measures. Okay. So I put something interesting measures that can be support and confidence. So those values were given, you have seen the diaper and the beer. So 0.5 and some 75%. So certainty is nothing but he may buy or he may not buy the beer. That is 0.5%. So 75% is confident that after buying beer, he is going to buy the diaper. So then what is subjective and interesting pattern? Objective based on the statistics and structures of the pattern. For example, support and confidence I have already just now explained. Subjective based on the user belief in the data, unexpectedness, normality or actionability. What is the subjective data is? For example, I can tell belief. So most of the people believe that if a person is going to eat the ice cream, he is going to get fever, cough, cold, and so on. That is a belief. But you can see that and tell that this person is going to be affected. But there are some of the people when they eat ice cream, they are not affected by the cold, cough, fever, or so on. So that is the unexpectedness. So what is the new thing you can derive? So how can you derive that, or you can disprove the belief? Okay. Finding the interesting patterns that it should be complete, and association, classification, and clustering. What we have already explained there. Okay. Then these are some of the announcements they are doing. So how we can mine the query? By using the data mining query language. So what that query should be is more flexible to the user interaction. So UID, whatever that user interaction should be very much flexible. It should be a graphical user interface. Then standardization of data mining industry and practice. So how to mine the databases? You can, more amount of data is there. As college data is there. Then climatical based data is there. Then you have the sensor data for climate. Then you have the organizational database like TCS or what is that FactSet data or some other companies, Accenture, so on. So these are the different types of databases which are stored in the data warehouse by the names. Okay. Then from that database tables or data warehouse, data cubes can be constructed. In the why you are storing in the form of cubes is when you want to get the data very easily. So from the data warehouse, all the data is stored in the form of a cubes. So you can select the data based upon the conditions. So what are the relevant attributes necessary, or what attributes are nothing but a dimensions. Okay, that is data dimensional cubes. Then you are going to group the data based on the criteria. So these are the techniques which are going to be used to mine your data. You need to have a background knowledge, pattern interesting measurements, how to measure them, visualize and represent them. So here you can see that. So background knowledge. What is the background knowledge here? Typical kind of background knowledge. Concept hierarchy, schema hierarchy. So what is the concept? So starting from top to bottom or bottom to up. So street is that first street, then the city, then province or state, what we call, then the country. Okay, this is the hierarchy they have followed. So then what is that? First is the that is means bottom up approach here. State, city, province or state, then country. So if it is top down approach, country, province, city and state. Okay, like that is the background knowledge we should have. What is the concept hierarchy? So in this way or this way. Okay, that is a forward direction or reverse direction. Top down or bottom up approach. How you are going to look the hierarchy? For example, you can say 20 to 39 are young group, 40 to 59 are middle aged. Then greater than 59 it is nothing but 40 to 59 it is greater than 59 you can tell. So that is the senior citizen. So operational derived hierarchy. You can get on the email address or some other things. Okay. So this is the same thing as we have shown about the concept hierarchies. Then we have the rule-based hierarchy. What is this rule-based hierarchy? Is nothing but low profit margin X, less than price of a customer. Then what that is P1 and product that is and the cost of the customer. X is the customer. Then P2 is the other customer you can think. And P1 minus P2. It should be less than $50. So this background knowledge we need to have. So patterns which are interesting, how you can going to analyze those patterns. The patterns can be analyzed based upon the what is that interest. It should be simple. They need to be understood. Even the layman should understand that. So what is the rules? What are the decisions of the tree? That should be simple from the decision to you derive that. So what is the decision we have taken? Certainty, as I told, that confidence. So confidence is what the probability of the item and what is the rule we have applied for it. What is the probability of taking when A item is there? What is the probability is going to take the B item? Okay. So A and B divided by B. Classification, reliability or accuracy, certain accuracy, rule strength, rule quality, discriminating weight. So we need to get all this. It should be accurable, reliable. Then the strength of the rule should be shorter, so that it is going to give you the interesting part. Decision, utility, how it is useful to us. This is a support. What is support association rules you are going to? What is the noise that we want? So what is the here noise is nothing but the data is not clean data. It means if some noise is there or any missing values are there, how to do that? Novelty. So not previously known. So it should be something new. Early it should not be available. Surprising. They used to remove the redundant rules. So short form of rules. So how to represent those patterns we have already seen. different background usage may require different forms of present. It may be the form of rules, association rules, it is tables or crossnets, pie chart or bar chart. Concept hierarchy is also important. So how, as I told you, from top down or bottom up approach, that is concept hierarchy. This core knowledge must be understandable when it is representing our level of abstraction. For example, I also told that high level of abstraction. University is there. All the data of the university need not be revealed there. Okay? Or otherwise, you can see that whenever the system is there, the system can be abstracted. All the things need not be told to the people. So some high level abstraction should be there because all those should not be revealed to the person, all the people. Interactive, drill up, drill down. So pivoting. So pivoting is nothing but pivoting and slicing and dicing. So you can get the data or interact with me by using the drilling up and drill down data. Pivoting. Drilling up and drill down data, for example, you can tell that quarterly data. So when you are saying that quarterly data for 4 years, January, February, March, April. So this is one quarter. So other months are the second quarter, other months are 3 quarters, as we have 12 months, four quarters are there. So drill of data means, for example, if I take the first quarter, January, February, March, April, all the data will be there. Only if you want the specific data only of January, that also can be done. So that is drill down data. Pivoting is nothing but revolving data. And slicing, you can cut the data, dicing, and all data will be of different perspectives. You can get the data by interacting that, by using these methods. Different kinds of knowledge require different kinds of representation. So association, classification, clustering, these are the different methods. So how can we retrieve? By using the data mining query language. Standard SQL language is there. When we use that, similar to that, you can get the data. DML is designed for primitive described earlier. So like that, query language should be written. That is user database from all electronics lab. Then you are going to use the hierarchy concept based upon the location. Then for what, that is the branch age. Then that is the customer age. Then classification as promising customers. So you are going to use the hierarchy of the location. As I told, the location is nothing but country, then state, okay, and then other districts, like that. Then branches is nothing but different types of branches will be having. So if you see the what is the Reliance branch, one branch will be at the what is that somewhere location, what is that near the tower clock, you can think the other one is at Venugopal Nagar, something like that. Okay? These are some of the examples where the branches are located. And what is the age? What is the age group of people who are going to, those are nothing but the promising customers, what they are going to buy. In relevance to CA, C income, item type, item place made, where it has been manufactured, in which branch it is available for customer C. Then item 1, transaction ID. So the person should be of age group, then what is his income, what item he is going to buy, what is the make of that item, in which branch it is available, from where he is going to buy, and who is the customer, what is the item number, and what is his transaction ID. So all this has to be done. From where? Item ID, then belongs to which transaction or which item. Transaction means that is transaction, which item, then who is the customer, what is his ID. That should be equal to the customer ID. If the income of the customer is greater than 40,000 and item price is greater than or equal to 100, those people are going to buy. So group the item by transaction customer ID. So having the sum item price greater than 1,000. So if the item price is greater than 1,000, what rules has to be displayed? So these are the different types of data mining query languages which have been given. MySQL is there, MyRule is there, by using the query. So OLDB, which was given by Microsoft 2000. So OLDB, and ALA. So these are the different types of data mining query language. And data mining markup language, this is used for XMLs. So data mining versus data warehouse. What is the difference between those two? Data mining, DBMS, data warehouse systems coupling. So there is no coupling, loose coupling in the data warehouse. coupling and tight coupling. So in the data warehouse, I told it is read only. So that will be nothing but a loose coupling. Okay. So similarly, online analytical mining, integration of mining and OLAP technologies. So online you can mine. For example, you can take the what is that? I will tell bank. When you go to the bank, so if you take the data, if you some withdraw money from any of the ATMs or any of the bank, so that should be reflected in your account anywhere. So that has to be detected. So otherwise, it is difficult for you as well as the bank people also. So you can mine the data at multiple this thing I told. So what is that drilling, then coding, slicing, dicing, and what I told was drill down and drill up data. So no coupling is flat files processing not recommended. So files are there which are flat files. So you are getting the data from text mining and all that is not necessary. Loose coupling is fetching the data from data warehouse. That is you are going to get the data from database or data warehouse. That is nothing but loose coupling. Semi-tight coupling is enhanced data mining performance. You can get the data from both this database or data warehouse or some that is based on the indexing, sorting, aggregation, histogram analysis, multi-way of chaining and so on. So pre-compression is done because the huge amount of data is there. So therefore we are going to store the data in the form of a queue in the data warehouse. Tight coupling is nothing but uniform information processing environment. Data mining is smoothly integrated into the data warehouse or database system. So it is optimized based on mining query, indexing, query process and methods. Data mining, what you have mined, that is represented in database or data warehouse. So you can get the data or it can be optimized by using the query or indexing or query processing, other query processing methods. So this is the architecture, typical architecture of data mining. So what it is here is databases. You are going to get the database from all these sources, and then that data is clean, integrated, and you are going to select the data. So that data is stored in the data warehouse, and then you are going to make use of the data mining techniques, the functionalities you are going to use. So to get the knowledge, okay, data mining techniques can be used to get the knowledge. Then you are going to evaluate the pattern, and that is nothing but the knowledge based. Then you are going to for the pattern evaluation. So after evaluation, you are going to store by using the graphical user interface. Okay. Then you are coming there is anything you want, you are going to search from the data warehouse. So all this data comes through the data warehouse. Then using the techniques, already my knowledge, you can going to make use of data mining techniques. And if you are going to evaluate the patterns, new patterns that again stored in the knowledge, or available patterns are there, you are going to evaluate and represent them in the graphical pattern, and then you are going to give it to the end user. So this is somewhat about the data mining concepts and techniques. This is the introduction of this and how data warehousing, data mining, and how to get the data. So you have seen about the characterization, conceptual and discrimination of the data, classification technique which needs the class labels. Then you have seen about the clustering, mainly based upon the similarity type. So when the data is very much similar, then it is within the group. That is the boys it is a data is very much high, similarity is very much high. But when there is a different clusters, two clusters are there, that time between the clusters the data similarity is very much less. And outlier analysis we also where it has been applied, which is mainly applied in the fraud detection. Okay, these are some of the techniques. I have seen the architecture also. So data mining architecture. Okay, these are some of the basic concepts of what data mining and data warehousing, and how to remove the data by using the data mining query languages, and what are the techniques we have used. Thank you very much.